Hey there, what's up? This is Neil Napier here. Just give me a very quick one in the chat box if you can hear me all right, and two if you can see the screen as well. If you can, then I know this is coming through loud and clear, and we can get into it. So ones and twos. So whenever I do these sessions, I'm always a bit afraid that something may go wrong technically. We may not get a recording, or my audio may not come through, the screen may not come through. So just give me a one and two so I know for sure that you can hear me okay and you can see the screen as well. Fantastic. Okay, lots of ones and twos now flying in. By the way, for some reason, and this happens with me with GoToWebinar all the time, I don't see everyone's name. I do apologize, but know that I will read all the comments. My team will read all the comments, and we will respond to each and every one of you. So by all means, keep your questions coming in, keep the engagement going, because this is what drives me to do these sessions and deliver my best. Okay, more ones and twos. Perfect. Also, of course, let me know what part of the world you're coming in from. I'm in Finland, and I'm actually going to be traveling shortly. And I'll say that it's cold. Like, it's been snowing for the last few days. And the city that we're in has had the most snow in the entire country. And we're not even that far up north. We're quite down far south. But weirdly enough, we've had the most amount of snow in the country over the last few days. It's absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, what about you, where you are? Is it sunny? Is it warm? Is it cold? Is it rainy? What kind of weather is it for you? Let me know. While you do that, I'll talk about what we have for you today. So today on this session, I want to show you how you can make $1,000 to $10,000 flipping domains as a side hustle using AI in 2025 and beyond. So 24, 25 and beyond. So this is very, very important, by the way. What we're doing today is domain flipping. It's not something that needs to be your core business. You could literally spend 5 minutes a week on this, and it could be a side hustle that brings you anywhere between $1,000 to $10,000 a month in your business, just as a side income. Okay, this is very, very important. What we're showing today does not stop you from what you are doing. What we're showing today simply asks you to put in 5 minutes a week, and that will put you in a place where you can make $1,000 to $10,000 a month flipping domains as a side hustle. And again, you're going to be using our AI to do that as well, because you've got an entire prospecting system built in so that you can get clients standing in line to buy high authority domains from you for top bucks. So I'm going to reveal what other people are doing out there. I'm going to reveal what other people, what's working for them, and what you can do for yourself as well. They are businesses, by the way. They are businesses, and I'll give you the example as we go along. They're businesses that would easily pay $4,000, $5,000, $10,000 for a domain name that's close in branding to them. I remember a few years ago we brought a domain Kaivier.com, bought a domain Kaivier.com, and for that we spent $4,000. We had a product already that we wanted to put on it, right? But we realized that domain name and the story behind that domain name really captured our attention, so we easily dropped $4,000 on that. And we were not the only business. There are other businesses out there that are spending lots of money. I'll show you examples as well, where the business is literally spending millions of dollars to acquire a very, very important domain name. Now look, I'm not saying that doing this you'll be able to make millions of dollars. By no means am I implying that, but I am telling you that for something as little as $10 a year investment into a new domain, you could flip that for $1,000 to $10,000 if you follow the techniques I show you, if you follow the strategy I show you, and if you implement that in your business as well. Now look, I'll say this about AI. AI has completely changed how we do pretty much everything in our line of work at the moment. And it's also revolutionizing the markets where people are buying and selling domains, because they're actually using AI to understand what domains will have high valuation. They're using AI to understand what domains are more likely to sell as well. So AI market by itself is expected to grow beyond $184 billion in 2024, which is a massive $50 billion jump. That's almost 33% jump. And by 2030, it's expected to go past $826 billion. This is massive. There's no denying that AI is smarter and faster than ever, right? AI can do things at a much faster rate. It can do things at a higher quality than it could ever be done before. Because with AI, actually searching for domains has become easier. It's become easier to analyze key metrics, and also you don't have to worry about finding buyers manually. You can actually use AI to understand where your buyers are hanging out and go after them. In fact, AI can actually flip the domains for you and close clients for you as well. So that's what we'll be talking about today. And if you take action today, this is a big if. It's okay if you come to this session to learn, to get some training, to understand what you need to do to build this as a side hustle. But if you take an action today, as I ask you to on this session, then you will be able to start a wildly profitable side hustle, one that can make you anywhere from $1,000 to $10,000 each month, and maybe even more. Maybe even more. Just like a lot of other people are doing by selling their site domains that don't actually, they're not using themselves, they're just giving them to other businesses. They're making $300, $450, $2,000. And you can as well. And you will have AI actually closing clients for you and making you money flipping domains. This is very, very important. AI can do a lot of things. It can do write content, it can create videos for you. But until now, AI couldn't find and flip domains for you. And it will be able to do that as well. And I'll prove to you how we have used the exact system to make just over $7,000 in the last 14 days, just to prove that it works. Just to prove that it works, I'm going to show you step-by-step case studies of exactly what we have done, what works for us, and how you can do that for yourself as well. And it's not just us. We have seen many people use the same process and make money with it. Think about the elections. When Walz got announced as a candidate, there were a few people in line. Someone already bought harriswalz.com domain, and they actually bought it in 2020. Think about this, right? They predicted that Harris was going to run for the president. They predicted that Walz could be one of their partners, and they bought that domain. Now, here's the thing. Here's what they did. They didn't actually just buy that one domain. They probably bought 50 or 100 different domains. And then they flipped it for one of them, the best one, for $15,000. And it's not just that. There are tons of other case studies of people buying domains, sitting on them for just a little bit till it becomes essential to some business, to someone else, and then selling that. And again, my promise to you is if you implement what I tell you, if you execute what I tell you, you can easily turn around and make 5 figures per month by flipping domains. So here's what I want for you today. After we're done with today's training, I want to equip you, I want to enable you so that you can own and run a fully functioning domain flipping business for yourself. And the best part is that this is going to operate 24/7 automatically behind the scenes using the power of AI. You don't need to log in and check in every day. You don't need to log in and click buttons every day. It is literally, as I will show you, set and forget. It'll take you about 5 minutes a week to do this. You can spend a bit more time, of course, to speed up your results, but at the bare minimum, you're going to spend 5 minutes a week to do this, which will allow you to create the perfect side hustle income. And that is what I want for you. And look, if you want to do this, if you want to run a business without creating sales pages, shooting videos and running ads, this is for you. If you want to run a business and make money without hosting webinars, creating lead magnets or building a list, this is for you. And if you want to run a business and make money without needing a strong online presence or constant prospecting efforts, then this is for you. I know you're used to seeing a lot of pitches. I know you're used to seeing a lot of these sessions where people say, hey, you should already have a running business and this is going to automate your social media, or this is going to automate your content marketing, or this is going to build your websites, all those things. None of that is a requirement here. You don't need to be a copywriter. You don't need to be a salesperson. You don't need to be a developer. All I ask you to do is follow step by step what I show you, follow the training I put in front of you, and then implement it. In the beginning, it'll take you about an hour to get started, but then implement it in 5 minutes every single week. But look, I'll tell you this as well. If you're coming to the session thinking, Neil, I'll press a button and I'll instantly get rich, this session's not for you. I'm not a genie. I can't make you rich just by you buying a product. You do have to work. You do have to implement it. And today, if you don't have at least $300 to invest in this business, this is not going to work for you. I'm going to make you an offer at the end of the session that's going to cost you under $300. But even after that, you do have to spend anywhere between $2 to $12 a year at least. You can spend more. If you spend more, the chances of your success multiply, they amplify. But at the very bare minimum, you do have to invest $2 to $12 a year into this business. And look, by being here, I know you have the basic computer internet skills, so I think you're okay. And It says there you don't have at least 5 hours per week to commit to making this work. You genuinely do not need 5 hours per week. With how we've systemized it, with the training that I've set up for you, it needs literally 5 minutes a week of you checking in to some things. You can, of course, spend a bit more time. Like I said, that's only going to multiply and amplify your effort. So here's what I need from you right now before we go any further. I want you to comment yes in the chat box if you're going to stay until the end, which will allow you to create a decent income. So comment yes in the chat box, and at the end I'll also give you a free gift that will put you on a journey in your online business. But comment yes right now so I know you're with me, I know you're active, and I know you want this training, which is going to be perfect for you. Good. Lots of yeses coming in. I absolutely love it. Now, if you don't know who I am, my name is Neil Napier, and I've been an online marketer since 2012. So it's coming close to 13 years now, 12 years, more than 12 years I've been an online marketer. And I started this journey to literally replace my job. So back in 2010, I was working for a software development company. It was actually a bank. And if you know, 2010, not the best time to work for a bank because of recession. And eventually they let me go, which was quite frustrating because I was living in the UK at that time and my job was my anchor to living in the UK. But because I lost that job, I also lost the ability to continue to live in the UK. Initially, I started freelancing so I could make enough money to renew my visa. But in the end, that was not enough either. So, I made my way eventually to Finland, and I've been here since 2012. And it's been incredible because over these last 12 years, I have been able to create what I like to call both time and financial freedom for myself. So that's my kid. He's actually 6 now, so this is a really old picture. But I'll tell you this, that over this time, over the last, I'd say, 12 years or so, I have created both time and financial freedom for myself. What that means is that I can take time whenever I want. For example, I'm traveling this week. I can work as much as I want, as little as I want. It doesn't truly affect my income. The money still keeps coming in passively. And that's the kind of life I want, where as my kids are growing up, I'm able to spend enough time with them as well. And this has been my main goal for quite some time now, to enable others to live the kind of life that I've been able to provide to myself, to my family as well. So I want you to also be in a position where you can have both time and financial freedom in your life. And again, for us, over the last decade or so, results have been exceptional, results have been great. And I want the same thing for you as well. I want you to have amazing years, year on end, where you're making a ton of money. But what we are most proud of is this. What we're most proud of today is creating something that literally is a set and forget side hustle. This is not one of those occasions where I'm going to ask you to, hey, stop everything you're doing and only do this. Like, forget everything else, like sell your business or just liquidate your business. No, I want you to continue what you're doing, and I want you to do this on the side. This takes so little time and money investment that you could literally set it up and running so it continues to get you results for months and years to come. And by the way, when you get into this, I will also tell you, you're going to be planting seeds for the future. I know someone, we're going to talk about domain flipping, right? So you understand what the concept is. And if you don't, I'll explain in a minute. But I know someone who invested in a domain about 9 years ago, it was, I think. In the beginning, he spent $100 to acquire it. Then he's been paying $10 a year. And just last week, that domain that he bought for $100 9 years ago, just last week, he was able to flip that for, believe it or not, $18,000. Right, so his total investment in that has been about $200 until today. He's been sitting on it for such a long time, and now that the market is prime, now that what he had bought with the idea is ready to go, someone paid him $18,000 for that. So that's what I want for you. I want you to be able to literally make a job replacing income, an income that can support you, your family, an income that gives you free time as well. And I want to do this because I want you to win, because when you win, that's when I win. Look, I'll say this right now. When you win, when you get results, when you make money, you're more likely to come back to me and buy more things from me, right? You're more likely to talk positively about me to other people. So it's in my best interest that I give you the tools and trainings to help you win. But here's what I need to tell you. We can only give you the training and tools. You do control your own success. I'm giving you the blueprint. I'm giving you the system, the tactics that work for me, that work for other people like me. But you need to be able to do that. You should want to do that. If you're in this session thinking, nah, Neil, you know what? I don't want to spend 5 minutes a week tracking this. then that's okay. We can part ways right now. I'll also tell you that our student earnings vary widely and not all results are typical. Most of our students earn enough to supplement their income, not replace it. This is, again, I want to be clear, for most of you here today, what you make from this would be enough to supplement your income, not completely replace it. For some of you it will. For some of you, it might even go past your income levels that you're making right now. Whatever the case may be, this will put you on a track to actually own assets. So I want to clarify this too, because when it comes to domain flipping, the big difference with domain flipping against something like social media marketing or email marketing is like you actually own assets in this case. Like think about buying properties to rent or buying properties to flip. You spend $100,000 acquiring an old house, right? You put another $50,000 to make it better. Your total investment is $150,000, and then a year later, 2 years later, you flip it for $300,000. That's house flipping. What we're talking about here today is domain flipping. So yes, some of you are going to make enough money from it to supplement your income, but some might also make enough money to actually replace or even go beyond your income. But like any business, it does take time, dedication, and perseverance to succeed. But unlike most new businesses, the startup costs with this are ignorable for almost anyone, right? The system that you will learn today is not a get-rich-quick scheme. While you can make progress quickly, you should not expect immediate life-changing results. And again, I want to repeat this, you are planting seeds. That's what you are doing. It is not a sure thing that guarantees everyone will succeed. Some of you may sit on domain for such a long time that you get tired. I mean, I've sat on domains and I've been like, you know what, I don't want to keep spending money on this, so I'll just let it expire. So that might happen to you as well. It is risky. But again, if you follow the system, you can minimize that risk, you can maximize your returns. And you do need to learn and apply yourself. I'm going to give you the training and tools, but it is up to you to put in the work. I can't hold your hand and say, buy that domain, sell that domain, do this and do that. I can give you a training, I can give you a guideline, but it is up to you to implement it. And of course, if at any point you get stuck, I'm here to help you. We do want you to succeed, because if you do, you help us fulfill our mission of creating successful entrepreneurs and living up to our excellent reputation as well. Now, before we get started, before we really bite into it, let me, by the way, type in a 3 if you are still with me. I've been talking for such a long time. I want to make sure that you're still with me, you're still following along, and everything is still clear. Type in a 3. All right. Good, lots of 3s coming in. So look, now before we get started, I want to discuss 2 myths that you might have heard about domain flipping. And again, if you're not clear of the concept, I'll explain domain flipping once again. Think of it like house flipping, where you buy a house, maybe you improve it, maybe you don't, and then a year or 2 later, whenever, you basically sell it. I know people who do house flipping and they buy properties in a few $100,000. And look, I don't have that kind of liquidity to invest. Maybe you don't either, but domain flipping is cheaper, right? Instead of buying a $100,000 house, you're buying a domain at $10 a year, or maybe in the beginning you spend a bit more to buy a premium domain. You spend like $3,000-$4,000. You sit on it for a while, and then, by the way, if you spend $3,000 or $4,000, you can still renew it for like $10, $12, or I think it's like $16 a year. So it doesn't have to be expensive. And then when you find the right buyer, when the right buyer finds you, then you flip that domain, you sell that domain for much higher price than what you paid, and you make a profit. But let's dispel 2 myths, 2 things that you might think you know about DomainProphets, but are not actually true. So you might think domain flipping. You might think, Neil, domain flipping, well, if I want to do this, I need multiple years of experience. I actually thought that too. Like, believe it or not, before I knew the concept of domain flipping, I was like, what if I buy the wrong domain? Like, what if I make a mistake? What if I do this? What if I do that? I need like lots of experience if I can do this. You actually don't. You really, really don't. It's one of those things where you learn by doing. And the cost of doing is very, very low, as little as $2 a year, or on average $10 a year. So it doesn't require a lot of experience to do this. You can get started with minimal knowledge. And in fact, chances are you already have some domains lying around. You probably got some domains in GoDaddy, Namecheap, or all those places. And you could potentially sell 1 or 2 of those and already make good money. Like, okay, let me ask you this question right now in chat box and type in for me. How many domains do you have registered at the moment that are not being used actively, like domains that are not resulting in any sales, leads, or traffic for you right now? Type in chat box. How many domains do you have sitting in with you right now that you're not actively using for your business? 5, 25. Wow, okay, that's a lot. 16, 2, 8, 31. Wow. Okay, so look, a lot of you, and I see more responses coming in, by the way, a lot of you have domains that you are already sitting on, right? So I think that you have experience. Like, if you think you don't have experience, you do, but it doesn't require much more experience than that. We'll talk about this. Myth number 2, you need top selling skills to make money, right? This is what people think as well. Like, I used to think that too. How do I flip a domain? Like, how do I find buyers? Like, it's a struggle. I need to know how to find buyers to sell that domain that I have. Now, I want to break those myths down for you. If these myths are true, how are these newbies making money? They have people like this guy did a video. You see, this guy did a video and he talked about how he paid $415 for a domain and he sold that for over $14,000. And how you can do that over and over again. Someone else said was a case study, that a case study of how they turned $20 into $5,000 by selling domain names. Look at this one. I sold the domain for a profit of 104,000%. So in 2021, he purchased a crypto-related web domain for $765, and 2 weeks ago I received an offer. So this is from last year, since 2023. 2 years. In 2 years, they flipped that domain for $7,900. All I did was identify a domain name and sit on it for 2 years. I'm going to repeat that for you, for people at the back. Make sure you hear this. All I did to make 104,397% profit was identify a domain name and sit on it for 2 years. Now, look, I'm quite good at sitting on things and not doing anything. I don't know about you, but I'm quite good at sitting on things and not doing anything. So really, domain flipping should come as a more of a natural thing for us, right? And I'll tell you this as well, that this is something that, while it's not as common to have 104,000% profit, it is possible. And I actually have extensive training. So if you were to get what I'm asking you to get today, I have extensive training. It's a 9-lesson training that walks you through this entire process of what people like the Agony Uncle are doing. And it's not just them. There are others. I had a similar success years ago. Bought trusttheflash.com, brand new, sold on auction for $800. This guy, the people on Upwork that will literally do domain research for you for $22 an hour. This one, I got lucky very long time ago, $4 domain name, and it got bought for $2K. They used a broker in that case. So the fact is that thanks to what's already happening, thanks to AI, domain flipping has gotten much easier than ever before. You do not need domain knowledge. You do not need sales skills. You do not need big investment. Like, none of that. AI filters out the best domains on key metrics for you. I'm going to show you that in just a few minutes as I demo the software for you. But AI filters out the best domains for you based on key metrics. You do not need sales skills to do this. AI finds contacts and closes clients for you as well. And no big investment is required. You can start with a $10 domain and scale later if you want to. And let me be clear on this. Every business needs a domain name. Every business does. Bill Gates said this: domains have and will continue to go up in value faster than any other commodity known to man. It's like land. There is limited land in the world. There are limited domains in the world. There really are, because how many 4-letter words can you have? How many 5-letter words can you have with .com in them? So they are limited commodity. So many of them are being booked every day. If you land on something which is unique, which is something that other business may value, they will pay through the teeth for it. What that means for you is that every business out there is your potential client. And this is, again, a big differentiator compared to, say, everything else out there. That, and everything else you have to niche down, you have to find a specific thing, those sorts of things. But with domain flipping, every business out there is your potential client. You just have to approach them at the right time with the right messaging and the offer. If you do that, they will bite your hand. Again, in our case, when we paid $4,000 for that domain name, we were just primed to buy. For many years before that, many years after that, we haven't spent that kind of money on a domain. But at that time, we were just in the right place at the right time to buy. And we were looking for domains in a marketplace like the one I'm going to show you, where you can also list your domains. And we paid $4,000 for it. Today, in today's training, I'm going to show you exactly that exactly what other businesses out there need, what you can provide. And I'm going to give additional tidbits, additional knowledge, tips as well that are going to help you in your journey. There are people, literally, I want to repeat this. There are people on Upwork, all they do day in, day out is the expired domain search, right? And that's actually, I'm going to show you this right now. I'm going to just give you a quick insight into this. That's built into this right now. That's built into our software right now, expired domain list. But there are people that are actually doing this as a job. So, 3 secrets that I want to walk you through today. Number 1, your AI domain flipper. I want to show you how to effortlessly find, analyze, and sell high authority domains using AI prospecting automations. Number 2, I want to talk about massive demand. I want to talk about how you can discover the insane demand and earning potential about this rare side hustle that businesses would beg to pay for. And number 3, special access. Today on this session, I want to give you exclusive access to the one and only AI tech that allows you to find mega value domains and flip them for top dollars. So 3 things I want to show you. Type in another 3 for me. I know you did before. Type in another 3 for me. So I know you're ready. I know you're ready to go. And we'll get into these 3 secrets. And I'm going to show you the possibility. I'm going to show you the potential of what it is that you can do today in the world of domain flipping. And you can do passively. You do not need to do this as a full-time thing. It is something you can just do on the side. So type in 3 for me and we will dig right into this. So let's get into the first secret, which is how to effortlessly find, analyze, and sell high authority and expired domains using AI prospecting automations. Look, I'll tell you this up front that it is by no means any surprise that AI is revolutionizing businesses in almost every niche. In the beginning, when AI came out, this was late 2022 when ChatGPT in November, it was a big occasion. That's when all the writing tools propped up. You know, you've got tools that can write, and now you've got tools that can create videos and audios, all those different things. But now AI is becoming, rather than being the centerpiece of everything of business, it's starting to take part in various businesses. So what I mean is, let's say previously domain finding used to be a manual process. You'd have to do manually. Now AI is improving that. Now AI is giving you a lot of options as well. So we'll talk about that today on this session. With it, it's gotten so much easier to start, operate, and scale a business, all thanks to AI, because now the staff costs are down. You don't need big investments anymore as you used to before. You don't need to do everything manually, and there's so many AI solutions out there that businesses can utilize as well. So I think, to me, in my business, AI has been a boon, and I think that's the same for you as well. But the question is this: when everyone has access to AI, why isn't everyone succeeding? Right? You got to ask that yourself as well. You probably have access to a lot of tools that do AI writing, for example, and now video creation using AI. So why don't you have the same results as you should? There is one common problem among 90% of the people using AI today. And this problem I see way too often. I see in many, many cases, and I think this is what stops people from succeeding. They are using AI to sell the same old services that probably 99 other people in the neighborhood are also selling, right? I talked about this: writing, copywriting, SEO. These days, web design, content, media, even videos, graphics. All of this has been made so boilerplate with AI that it's becoming harder to sell those. Yes, you can do social media automation. Yes, you can do content creation automation. But what can you actually do which is unique? Which is something not everyone else is doing. Think about it. And let's be real for a second. Businesses get pitched these services all the time. How many cold emails do you receive? How many emails do you receive to talk about AI content tools? And look, I mean, they still do work. I'm not saying they don't, because we have our own as well. But when it comes to offering services to businesses, they're becoming too commonplace. Every agency or service provider is selling one of these services, which makes it almost impossible to land new clients with them. It's almost impossible. Yes, you might get lucky. Yes, maybe if your price is low enough, or if you know someone already, you might land them as a client. But every agency or service is already competing with you. So what you need to do if you want to go out there and sell this as a service is you need to find someone else. Find someone else that can do, find some other service that you can offer that no one else is offering at this point in time. And comment agree if you agree in this with this all this, by the way. Comment agree if you feel that with the advent of AI tools like writing, social media, all these things, it's becoming a little bit too commonplace. It's becoming a little bit too same old, same old. Let me know in the chat box if you agree. Yeah. Market is crowded with such services: copywriting, content creation, social media marketing, web development, graphic designing, media assets, ads, search engine optimization. Everyone can do it. A lot of the people I know in the digital nomad community, because I hang out with them, people who travel around the world a lot of those people are struggling because they used to get paid, while they live in Bali or Thailand, they used to get paid like $1,000, $2,000 for a few articles a month. And now the AI can do it. So what they're struggling with is, how do I make money anymore? What do I do differently? I hope some of the people that have lost their jobs because of AI are on this session, because now you'll discover like a different way of doing things that is not yet saturated. Saturation is a big, big problem. If that happens to you, it becomes hard to find clients. But even if you find clients, you have to compete on price, because what you offer as a service is now commoditized. And here's why this is a big problem. When you're selling any of these digital services or assets, you're dealing with a special situation called the crowded pond syndrome. I don't know if you've heard of this, the crowded pond syndrome. But essentially, within the crowded pond syndrome, it's like going for fish hunting or fishing in an overfished pond where there are only 5 fishes left and 100 of the people going after them too. Are you going to catch anything? The probability of you catching a fish when there's only 5 fish left and like there's 100 different people around the embankment, around the edge, all trying to find those fishes. What's going to happen? You're not going to catch anything. And in the end, of course, there's smaller fishes left. So there's not much food for you. And it's the same with crowded services. Let's say you say, okay, Neil, you know what? I still believe in AI content and I want to go all in on that. Yeah, okay, fine, do that. You choose a crowded service. You search for clients desperately. You reach out to them to close them. Right? You say, hey, let me sign up with you. They're like, there's 10 other people that are waiting, to offer us the same thing. What can you offer? Like, oh, well, okay, I'll reduce the price. You reduce the price. Maybe you get a fish. You get a small fish that'll pay you, instead of $2,000, that'll pay you $500 a month. And then you spend hours and hours providing this as a service. Just the mental load of doing that is too much. And then you repeat this over and over and over and over again. It's not fun anymore. So I want you to think about, if you do want to offer services, I want you to offer something that is unique in itself. I want you to offer something that is uniquely yours. Because the worst part with all this is that businesses with deep pockets would prefer to work with agencies who have a track record of wins, which makes it even harder to land clients. So yes, you might think, oh, but I will land this one client because, I know this like friend of a friend, or like my aunt's cousin runs this and they will definitely sign up with me. They'd prefer someone who has a track record of getting results, has a track record of winning. So what does that mean for you? It means that making money by providing services becomes super hard for smaller agencies, freelancers, and individual marketers and solopreneurs. So making money has become harder and harder over the last couple of years, even though AI has made life easier. Look, the easier life becomes, the easier it becomes for everyone else, which means the harder it will become for you to actually make money. So we sat down, my team and I sat down, and we thought of creating a system that allows everyone to win and make money regardless of their experience. And look, again, I'll say everyone, but everyone who has this system. Not everyone in the world is going to be interested and is going to want to do domain flipping, but everyone who's on this session today has the opportunity to win and make money regardless of how much experience that they have. And after doing a ton of research, after looking at what works, what doesn't work, what are the hidden opportunities, what are the ways in which people can actually have assets online, assets that they can hold on to, assets that appreciate in price, and assets they can sell in the future, we discovered a service, I call this more of a side hustle, that allows everyone to make money. Again, everyone who does it, But look, we didn't want to preach it blindly. We didn't want to just come and talk about their theory. We didn't want to say, okay, this is what you should do. I think this is what you do. Then I think if you do this. No, we didn't want to do any of that. What we actually did was we implemented this process and made over $7,000 in deals in 15 days. We made over $7,000 flipping domains just like I'm telling you about. And you can see those payments over there on the top. And we want you to do the same as well. We discovered a side hustle that is not crowded. There's always opportunity because, again, remember that the domains are limited. And it takes less time and money and can easily help you make more money on the side as well. So again, flipping profits allows you to set something on the side, set something small if you want, big if you want, massive if you really, really want, and then you've got results coming in every month. For us, for example, we have a portfolio of 100 domains. Most of them are in use. Most of them are being used for applications, for our websites and so on. But there's still a majority of it, like 40-45%, that is not being used. All we have to do is list those 40-45% of domains and then check in once a week. Do we have any offers? Is someone interested? And we get emails for those too, so we don't even have to check in unless we have an offer. And then if you want to, we sell it. We use that money to buy more domains, or we use that money for traveling. That's up to us. Flipping domains is a profitable, low-cost, and flexible way to make money online. Now, these are some stats we found online, and I think you'd be interested in this. The average sale price for a flip domain is $2,500. The average. Not saying that's how much every domain sells for, obviously, but on average. If you do domain flipping for 5 years, for example, if you sell 10 domains in that time, on average, that's what you would have made for every domain that you sell. Obviously, domains have to be valuable. They have to be worth that much for someone to pay that, right? 40% of flip websites sell within the first month of listing. Approximately 35% of website flippers are first-time sellers. This should be encouraging for you. There's 1 in 3 chance for you to come in and start selling within the first month, right? On an average, beginners like you and me can earn between, and I'm a beginner too, by the way. I just happen to have domains because that's my business. On average, beginners can earn between $100 to $10,000 by flipping domains. A website's value can be 20 to 50 times its monthly net profit. Think about that. Think about all of that. Now, while you're thinking, you might also be thinking, why is this hustle so effective? Like, what makes it so effective compared to everything else? Look, others are effective too. Like if you're doing service like content creation, SEO, all those different things that we've kind of hinted at before, they are effective too. It's not that they're not, they're just too competitive. So why is domain flipping so effective? See, I'll tell you this right now. There are 2 types of domains, right? You've got old domains and new domains. So I want to explain this a bit more before I explain to you why it is so effective. So there's old domains and new domains. New domain is something that, hasn't been used until now. Let's say you come with a new domain like, I'm thinking, okay, this is good. US elections 2048. US elections 2048. I mean, it's like so far away, like 24 years away. But if you go and book a domain called US elections 2048, I don't know if it exists or not, but that's a new domain that's never been used before. It's like a brand new domain. Yes, someday, maybe in like 40 years from now, it will become, 20 years from now, it will become valuable and you make a ton of money on that. But you're kind of taking a risk buying that now. You'll have to save it. You'll have to spend $10, $16 a year, whatever you have to. And that's a new domain. An old domain is something that you maybe purchased, booked like 5 years ago, 10 years ago. And you've just held on to it. Organically, because you've been holding on to domain for such a long time, it's built up sort of proof. I don't want to call it social proof, but you've built up like an age proof. It's like wine, right? It's really like wine. When you buy a red wine, when you hold on to it for many, many years, it increases in value because the taste improves. It's the same with domain. Older domains are better because they influence trust and credibility. Older domains are often perceived as more trustworthy and are less likely to be flagged as spam, leading to also better email deliverability and other use cases. So you can book new domains and sit on them for a while, or you can acquire, or you can have old domains from before and just flip them as well, because they have a strong, sometimes brand value, strong SEO value. They've never been linked to spam, all those things. If you didn't know this, by the way, 18,100 new businesses are registered in the US every single day. That is a lot, by the way. That's a really, really big number. So 543,000 new businesses every month. That is massive. That is really, really big number. And I hinted at this before, Bill Gates talked about this before. What's the first thing that businesses do after registration? They buy a domain name. So you literally have 18,000 new businesses starting every day in the US alone. I'm not even talking about the rest of the world, but in the US alone, 18,100 new businesses starting every day. At least half of them are going to book a domain name. Not all of them, okay? At least half of them are going to book a domain name. 9,050 businesses are going to book a domain name. Some are going to buy a domain name that is like brand new, but some are going to want to look for a domain name that matches their values, matches their brand, matches their company. We have done that too. Remember, we have done that too. And believe it or not, when we bought that domain, kaivya.com, I was literally sitting at a beach with my friends and the business partner in Thailand. We were drinking beers and we were just brainstorming names. That's what we were doing at that time. While drinking, and again, it wasn't a bad choice in the end because it was a very, very valuable domain. While drinking, we spent $4,000 on a domain. So yeah, lots of businesses are opening, lots of businesses are starting, and they are buying domains. So it is undeniable that every business needs a domain. And if there's a domain which has backlinks authority, that will fetch higher value. I'll actually explain this in a little bit when I show you the tool. But if there's an aged domain name, as we call it, like older domain name, that has a strong sort of metrics already, is going to attract more value. But look, here's what it takes to find a good domain for business owners. I'm just going to give you the skin version right now. I've got full training, like I'll show you this right now. Within here, we've got training, and I've got like a whole almost 2-hour course on domain flipping. Right, I've got almost 2-hour course on domain flipping. You can go and watch all of these videos when you have access to them, but I'll give you the skin version right now. Here's what it takes to find a good domain name for business owners. You check domain availability, you verify trademarks and conflicts, you assess previous owner history, you start from zero backlinks, you battle age domain authority, fight Google's trust issues, avoid spammy name patterns, accept imperfect compromises, and so much more. But this is the sole reason. It's really complicated for others to do it. This is the sole reason businesses pay top bucks to domain brokers, or they buy domains from other people. And again, we have faced the same challenges that I'm talking to you about right now. And you will too if you start without what I'm teaching you. If you don't know what domains to choose, if you have zero knowledge about metrics that define domain value, if you're wasting time on expensive tools and listing, then you are going to leave money on the table. And again, this is one thing I do not need you to do. I do not need you to leave money on the table. So what we did on our end is we created a tool that does all the heavy lifting for us. In fact, again, we use the same tool to make over $7,000 in domain deals in the last 15 days to prove it to you that it works. Just to prove it to you that it works. Using the same tool that I'm going to show you today, we found expired domains, we found new domain ideas, we bought them, we sold them, and we made $7,000 doing exactly that. Just imagine for a second having a system that allows you to find and reach out to these desperate businesses on autopilot and offer them high authority domains with backlinks and more value. Just think about that for a second. If you could do that, do you see yourself making $1,000 to $10,000 a month in the next 15 to 30 days? I mean, okay, even if you start slow, even if you only make, I showed you the statistic before, right? It was printed. You could make $100 to $10,000. Even if you were to make only $100 in the next month, it's a small amount, but that compounds. 100, then another 100, another 100, another 100. If you could make an extra $1,200 in this year, in the next 12 months, without just spending 5 minutes a week, would that be worth it to you? Yes or no? Type in a yes or no. Yes, 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 yes. Good. Good. It will, because it is extra money. Don't get me wrong. This is the money that you find in your cushion. This is the change that you find in your cushion. It's small in the beginning, but it piles up. Soon it fills up a jar, and soon you can use that jar to go traveling, pay your house mortgage, or whatever it is you want to do. And pay very, very close attention to this. Because what you're about to see, the demo that I'm going to show you, is going to change the way you look at side hustles. Typically, when you think about side hustles, you think, okay, I have to spend like hours and hours of my time getting it right, perfecting it. But once I have it, then maybe I can start making money. This is the kind of thing which will take you no more than an hour to set up, and then 5 minutes a week checking in, and you're making, like I said, I would hope at the very least $100 a month, possibly $1,000 a month if you buy the right domains, if you follow my training, and if you do really, really well, maybe even $10,000 a month. So comment domain profits for me in the chat box, and it's a long word, but comment domain profits for me in the chat box to see this AI-powered tool in action. I want to see at least 20 people commenting that. Domain profits, DP, you can even say DP if it's easier for you. And when you do that, I'm going to walk you through this tool. I'm going to show you how this works. I'm going to show you how you can use it and how it will power up your business. Good. That's 17, 19, 20, 23. Okay, let's get into it. So I'll switch my screen soon and I'll give you a demo, but I want to tell you this right now. The Domain Profits essentially helps you find, analyze, and sell old and expired domains through automated prospecting, right? This is very, very important. The Domain Profits is a full stop shop that does everything for you, all built into one. So let's go ahead and let me walk you through how the tool works, how you can use it, and also explain after that everything that you can unlock today you can get access to. All right, so once you get into Domain Profits, you will see a very good bird's eye overview that tells you how many domains you have for sale, how many leads you've acquired, how many transactions you have, and all those other details that you need as well. So a few things I want to walk you through. The very first thing you should do is look at all the expired domains that are available and that are coming up. So for example, burnvision.com is available, and you can go and buy it if you choose to. So let's go to burnvision.com right now, and it's not accessible here, but you could go to a place like Namecheap. That's where we usually buy domains, or you can go to GoDaddy. That's other locations. There are many places where you can use it, and you can buy it for about $10.36 per year. That's in euros, so in dollars it's about $12 or so per year. And this is really, really useful because once you find these domains, you're able to look at all the details about them. So you will see some legends. So what ABY means, which is the birth year using the first date. So this was originally registered in 2011. So it's an old domain. You can look at number of crawl results, the birth year of the domain, and number of backlinks as well. So backlinks are really useful because if you have a domain that has backlinks, it means that it's going to have higher social value. In fact, talking about social value, let me see if I can show you this. You can click at domain valuations right here, and you can quickly evaluate that domain. So let's go ahead and create a new domain valuation for burnvision.com, and then I'll do another one for updung.com, and that way, just by looking at those two, I'll know which one is a better one to buy. And Updung is probably going to be available for the same price as well. Let's check it out. Yep, same price as well. So let's go ahead and check this out. This domain is valued at 1,500. That's the original one we looked at, which is burnvision.com. And then also let's look at another one. So domain valuation, we'll look for updung.com. And then just see how much it's valued at. The valuation is based on a lot of other things that we know about the traffic that it's getting, the links that it has, SEO valuation, also keywords that is being used. So I talk about this in a lot more detail about what domains you should go after and why. So by all means, when you get this, go look at the training that's available there, because for 2 hours I talk about how to find a good domain name. So clearly comparing these two, I know that burnvision.com is a better domain to go after. And honestly, if it's costing me $12 a year, let's say right now, and I can find, maybe a cheaper option by using discount coupons and whatnot, it's not a bad investment because I can turn around and flip this. Even if I hold it for 10 years, not that I'm going to hold it for that long, even if I hold it for 10 years, it's going to cost me altogether $120. And even then, if I flip it for $1,500 or even a higher amount, that's going to give me more than 10x the ROI. So for me, it's all about finding domains that are expiring, that have good valuation, and then I can turn around and sell them. So you can see, well, this one has 40 backlinks. Let's look for Brooklyn Hostess as well. I'll do one more valuation, and we'll see how much this is worth. So this is what I do. This is where you spend your 5 minutes a day to come in, 5 minutes a week, you come in and look at various domains that are on this list that are expiring, that are going to be available, and you can create filters. So you can say like, hey, I want something that's, minimum X length or Y length, whatever you want. You can choose TLDs. You can decide on the kind of TLDs you want to go after. You can do all these different things, and that way you can find the list of domain names that are expiring. So within DomainProphets, you can come in and always find upcoming fresh domain names that are expiring or have expired, and we've got a massive list which keeps on increasing at all times. So that's the first place where you will come in. Then you can also use AI domain generator, where you can basically create a new domain name. So let's say if I wanted to create a new domain name with the keyword New York in it. So this could be, for example, local businesses based out of New York. Maybe you wanted to build a directory of sorts, right? You can do that, and this will create brand new domain names using the power of AI, and it will give a basic valuation as well of each one of them. So clearly, like this domain name newyorker.com, which I'm pretty sure is not available, is much better than NYBids, but it will tell you also whether these are taken or not. Now look, because we're doing AI-based search, most of them will be taken, but if it does find a domain that is available and available for cheap, I would urge you to just go all in and buy that. So I'll give you an example. Let's go to content marketing, which is something I was looking for earlier. I found like a lot of domain names that are available, and also tells you how easy it is to sell them in the future, how hard it is to sell them. So you get a very good bird's eye overview on whether or not a domain is good to go after or not. This is based on London. So let's go for, I'll just look for, I want something that is available like London MKTG, and you know, ideally medium or easy to sell, right? Because hard ones, we don't really want to get those. Let's go for more. LondonHQ.net is available. That's still medium. I think pretty much all of them in London are medium. There's no easy here because, well, it's a tricky keyword, right? It's local. But you can see like LondonServices.net is available and it's worth 1,200. LondonMarkets.net is available. LondonWonders.net is available. So these are good domains to go after, and AI will generate them for you day in, day out. And when you have them, what do you do next? Well, you can also, by the way, okay, I'll show you hunted domains and premium domains, but I'll talk about how to actually sell them, which is how you actually make money. So you can hunt for new domains. So for example, you can, like this is Milvia.com is one of them. And let's say if you want to like look for when a single domain becomes available, that's when this is useful. So maybe you want to keep an eye on your competitor. You can put the domain name in, and whenever a domain becomes available, you'll get a notification. Here you get an email as well. Or you can enter up to 50 domains, and we keep a track of those. As soon as they become available, or we know they're becoming available, we let you know. And then you can go ahead and purchase them. Then you've also got premium domains. Now, this is something I would only advise you to do once you have a bit more money, because premium domains can cost you thousands of dollars. And the challenge with that is, if you buy these domains, you better be ready to sell them quick, because they're going to be expensive. Like Revenue Run, for example, I think this is actually sold now. It was just sold yesterday, but this one's valued at $2,199. But you know, when you get this, it is such a good name. When you get this, you can easily flip this to the right person for $10,000, $20,000. So it's a good flip. You can easily 5x, 10x what you put in. So that's just the upfront cost that you pay to another person like yourself. But then to renew it will cost you the typical $12 a year. So in this case, you can look at these domain names. This is actually how we found Kaivia.com, and you can look at all these domains that are available, and there's about 20,000 of those, give or take. And by looking at them, and you can also again do all this search. So for example, you can say it has to contain the word content. Let's see if we can find anything. Yep, content trust, content crunch content, content arc, content bump. So if I'm building out like a new product, a software product, I could go for something like contentbump.com and pay $2,500 for it, which I know would be relevant for me. So this is where you go and find premium domain names. So using these 4 panels, AI domain generator, expired domains, hunted domains, premium domains, you'd be able to find new domains whenever you want, like literally whenever you want. But then you've got the B2B database in this case. So you choose a country first, and we only have limited countries because we have limited local leads available. But you could say, okay, I want to go after United States. I want to go after biotechnology industry with an email address, and it will give you all these names, and it will give you all these email addresses as well, and you can go ahead and copy them. Right now, we don't give a way to download those, to be honest, and we might restrict this even further, because the last thing we want is for someone to just steal this entire database, right? But you are able to come in and get these leads as well, so that, let's say if you come across a biotech domain, right? So I'm going to go ahead, actually, let me choose a different one, and I'll give you an example. So let's say I'll go for, one second. I'll go for design. So there are all these domains. Let's go into premium domains and let's see if I can find something with design in it. Okay, so there are all these different domains like shydesign.com, right? So you can reach out to multiple of these businesses, Rich Everson, all of these, and you can say, hey, Ralph, would you be interested in, like, we have a lot of domains that are available. They're expensive, but they're available with a domain with a keyword design in them. Would that be a better domain name for you than say tpi.cc? If so, let's talk and we can help you, get a domain name that'll be suitable for you. So you can agree with them like, hey, yeah, I can get and sell you this one, designfifth.com. They can pay you half up front. So you can charge, like, let's say this one's selling for 2,209. You can flip it for 5,000. You can say, okay, you pay me 2,500 now and 2,500 when the domain is sold. It's fully yours. Then you can pay me the rest. And you can do that and basically double without even having to spend any money out of pocket up front. That's just one strategy. There's multiple different strategies. Maybe you can just reach out to businesses in the US and you can say, let's go for, let me see if I can find some local financial services, right? There's a ton of them over there. So you can look for domains here, for example, that have the keyword money in them or the keyword finance. Let's look for that too. Finance. Okay, these are more expensive domains, by the way. Look at betafinance.com. Well, good luck if you sell that for $1 million. You can easily flip that and make a good amount of money. But you can offer just like one of these domains like financearc.com to all these people like, hey, I've got a domain called financearc.com that's available. If that be relevant to you, the price is $8,000. Let's talk, right? And then you can close them on that. Alternatively, you can just go ahead and use AI domain generator and find domains with a keyword finance in them and offer them other relevant keywords that will be useful for their SEO activity, that will be useful for their branding activity as well. For example, maybe let's say, let me find one of them. Capital PFG, for example.com. You might be able to go to them like Robert Bendoff is his name. You might be able to sell them a domain called with Robert B, right? So there could be named domains that you can look at and then you can sell those as well. You can do all of those things. When you acquire domains, you can put them under in this list. So you can add all the domains. So you can see, you can basically list prices. So let's say if I go to this one, payera.com, within this, you have to do some tech setup so that we can actually list your domain. We can track the traffic. And if anyone is interested, they can give you the email address. We can show similar domains like this as well. And then let's go back here. We can basically help you set up a price. Okay, this domain is not available. Of course, right now it's not listed. So obviously that won't work, but we can help you list a price. Let's go back to this. Let's preview this. Oh, that, of course, that's not working. Give me 1 second. So this is listed, right? So someone can actually go and buy this for 4,700 directly, which is great because the valuation of that is a little bit lower than that. So let me go further down. Let's go to save changes. Yeah, so people can actually buy this right now for $4,700 if they wanted to. And that is perfectly fine for us as well. And when these domains do get listed, they get listed into our marketplace. So you can see this, if you click on that button, it'll get you to this marketplace, which is basically with a different domain name. The domain name is provendomain.com. So it's not really branded to us. It's branded to an external website. And you can see, like, this is where proven domain, you can see right here. And this is where all these domains are listed for various prices. So you can buy this right now. For this one, for example, you can make an offer. So for example, this one, you can make an offer for 800, and then it's up to, it must be greater or equal to 1250. So you can say, okay, I'll make an offer for 1300, and you can put your details in. Let me just show this to you, and I'll put neil@kvsocial.com. Yep, next step. And there's just an offer. Like, no one's buying this at this point in time. All they're doing is making an offer, and that will get us a lead. So if you go back to domain profits, we'll go back to leads. The lead goes in here, right? So you can see this lead comes in right over here. So you're able to build a list with that as well by listing all your domains. And that way you also get valuation. So you get to understand how much your domain is worth. So when you're adding, you can see how much your domain is worth. Alternatively, you can see here within domain valuation too. We've also got a similar domain finder. For example, let's say one of our businesses I mentioned is kaivio.com. I can hit that generate button, and what this does is, using AI, it finds similar domain names that could be profitable for me to have as well, either for my own business or for me to flip. Sometimes what works really well is if I'm selling a domain called kaivio.com, someone else may want to buy kaivio.net, kaivio.info, kaivio.co, and I could offer those as bonuses, right? I could offer those as bonuses, but you can see all similar domains that I came up with based on this, and it's then giving you the option to basically check those as well. And again, you can go ahead and look for that domain name like kaivio.com if it's available. We can go check in Namecheap right now. Oh, let's just search first. Yep, it is available again. So someone may be interested in buying that domain name because it has a slight spelling mistake, but it's something that people can then use to sell more. So essentially what you're doing in this entire dashboard is you are finding domains using these four channels. So AI domain generator, expired domains, hunted domains, premium domains. You've got a list of contacts here that you can reach out to when you want to sell these domains. Alternatively, you can list them on the marketplace, and then you can list all your domains under this, which actually, list them up on marketplace, and it gives you a full sort of, you can connect your, so I'll go back to this and I'll show you, you can connect your Stripe and PayPal account as well, and you're able to essentially receive payments directly from those. Plus, on top of that, you've got tools where you can look up whois information, DNS lookup, block list lookup, open post, domain valuations. I talked about that, similar domains as well. So all this gives you the ability to build your own domain flipping business. Initially, like I said, it'll take you an hour to kind of browse this, watch through all the training and understand everything. Maybe a couple of hours if you go through my training right over here. So this is where, just to show you the domain flipping course, it walks you through what it is, the fundamentals of domain valuation, finding profitable domains, domain registration acquisition, enhancing domain value, selling domains for profits, advanced domain flipping strategies, risk management. It says risk management and avoiding pitfalls, and building a domain flipping business as well. So you get access to all of those things within this as a course, and that way you can go ahead and implement this for yourself, and then just spend no more than 5 minutes a day to do this. So question for you: if you could do this, if you could follow the system that I've shown you, if you could find domains, spend no more than $12 a year, for example, on a domain, and then flip them eventually, would you do it or not? Would that be profitable for you? Not, because I'm sure you've bought a lot of things before. I'm sure you've done a lot of things before, but none of them is actually one where you acquire assets. In all those cases, you're either reliant on Facebook or Google or LinkedIn or Twitter for something. You're hoping, you're at their mercy that they're going to continue to pay you, but it may or may not come through. This is the only opportunity for you to actually own an asset. Same as buying a house and then renting it out. You can, by the way, also rent domains, right? But same as buying a house, renting it out, or flipping it for profits. This is what we are enabling you to do in the online world. This is different than anything you've seen before. Because for the first time ever, you're not just doing stuff to progress things, you're actually buying and acquiring things and then selling them forward as well. So let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question right now. Who here absolutely loved what they just saw and wants domain profits? So type in a quick yes for me if you love what you saw and you're like, you know what, Neil, this is something that I genuinely feel I can do it. I can get an edge by adding my own spice to it. I can niche down. I can go after people I know. I can do all these cool little things and actually make money. Type in a yes if you feel that's you. I'm going to wait for a few yeses, get some water, and then we'll continue. So that's a lot of yeses, and I want to keep on going. So 3 secrets that I talked about earlier today that I want to go through. Your AI domain flipper, I walked you through how you can effortlessly find, analyze, and sell high authority domains using AI prospective automations. But look, I want to talk about the demands that are in place as well and who this is basically perfect for. Look, if you're a digital entrepreneur, this is good for you. If you're doing any kind of marketing, SEO specialization, you're going to want to find domains that have high backlinks, high authority, those sorts of things. If you're an affiliate marketer, small business owner, content creator, website flipper especially, you're going to love all these things. And of course, local marketers, if you want to build a better portfolio of your services, of the things that you're offering, I think you're going to love this, because at the end of the day, expired and old domains are super valuable for business owners and flippers. If you don't know this, the domain flipping market has seen a steady growth of around 15 to 20% annually, with investors, because that is what you are, you become an investor, increasingly focusing on expired domains to capitalize on existing traffic and authority. And approximately 70% of SEO professionals believe that high authority domains significantly boost search rankings. So if you happen to be the person who's offering any kind of content writing services or social media services, you can offer aged domain to a client and make good margins on that as well. And the market demand is really big. You can look at Google, GoDaddy auctions and Namejet, and they report thousands of listings daily with some high authority domains fetching bids in the thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars. So I think as it stands, the opportunity for you to do this without a lot of tech know-how, without building anything, because everything is available for you in here, right? We build a marketplace for you. We'll build the landing pages for you, so you don't need to worry about selling, building anything for yourself. And look, I'll also say this: when you actually want to sell your domains, you can just share a link with people to buy. They can buy. We don't take a percentage. The money goes straight into your PayPal or Stripe account. Alternatively, you can use escrow, which is external. It's not available within our platform, but you can use escrow and you can collect payments and transfer domain based on that. Essentially, escrow, I cover this more in my detailed training, allows you to much more safely basically transfer domains and keep the money as well. Now, here's how DomainProphets allows you to find the best domains out there that are easy to sell and have immense value as well. Because the challenge typically with others has been that quickly finding profitable domains to flip can be a real headache, even for the pros. Even the pros basically spend an hour a day, just an hour a day, researching, right? Because they have to go to different sites to find domains that are expiring. They have to go to different sites to find domain valuations, and they have to do all these other things to understand how many backlinks a domain has. You have to have like Ahrefs, paid subscription, all those things. You don't need to do all that, because DomainProphets has all that built in. And you can make your first $1,000 flipping domains in just 3 simple steps. You search relevant domains via our advanced filtering system. You skim through key metrics to decide if a domain is worth buying. And if you don't know what the key metrics are, again, I talk about this in the training. It's too detailed, too broad to discuss today. And then you can also let our AI find the right buyer, basically, because we tell you where to go in and find the leads, and you can contact them and you can close the deal as well. In the future, we're going to have real automations built in where, we're still working on it, but real automations where when you list a domain name, for example, right here, you can tell us like who you want us to contact, and we'll curate the list and we'll contact them. That's going to come much into the future because that's like quite advanced, but that's going to be even beneficial for you. Now, for the best part, and I want to discuss this with you. What's the best part in all of this? Each client who buys a domain from you is a door to an extra $5,000 to $10,000. I bet you hadn't thought of this before. Each client who buys a domain from you is a door to an extra $5,000 to $10,000, because you can easily upsell them services like web development, SEO, hosting, ads, and so much more, because they've already made a relationship with you. They've already paid you money. How difficult would it be to get them to pay you more, right? So if a client buys domain from you, oh great, like what else do you do? Like tell me if I can help, because we do content writing for people, or we can run ads for you, or we can create short videos for you. How can I help you? Let me know and we'd be happy to do this as a service for you. And if you don't know how to provide these services, that's okay. If you're like, Neil, I know nothing about agency setup, I'm not a service provider. If you don't know any of that, that's okay. You can outsource everything on freelancing platforms. There are people on Upwork, Fiverr, all these places that will do what you ask them to do. You can first talk to these people, figure out how much it would cost, then go to your client, mark it up by 50%, 100%, whatever you want, and then just keep the profits, right? Just keep the profits. So what you're doing by doing this is you are not only selling domains and making money, but you're also discovering insane demand and earning potential that you can build on top of these domains that you are selling. How cool is that? How powerful is that? So who here wants to know what you're getting today as a super discounted webinar deal? Comment domain in the chat box, and what I'll do is I'll walk you through the deal that is going to be available for you today. I'll walk you through the pricing, what's included, everything inside that as well. But like I said, before I get to that, Again, I want at least 30 domains now. I want at least 30 of you to say domains. I'm going to wait for a second and then we'll continue and I'll walk you through the special access that we have curated for you today. That's going to unlock everything for you that you want to be able to make money with these domain flips. All right, good. Lots of domains coming in, lots of domains. Let me give you a peek inside. Basically what's available, what you can unlock today as part of everything, right? We've got courses, the course that I talked about, the 9-video course, Domain Flipping Domination. You got access to expired domain search, daily domain search limits, which can be removed in your case if you choose to. We'll talk about that. Access to 10 pages of domain results per day, supported TLDs, advanced filtering options, access to backlinks data, watch list functionality, add unlimited of your own domains to sell, domain valuation, keyword analysis, unlimited domain listings, access to additional tools. You got domain generator in there, who is information access, DNS lookup tool, block list lookup tool. And again, if you don't know what all of this means, that's okay. We do have a lot of training in the platform already. Let me show you where that is. We have a lot of training in the platform right here to walk you through everything, okay? So don't worry if you don't know what some of these things mean. But everything is built in for you. This can be yours today for a one-time price. And look, this what I just showed you is just a teaser. Because you stayed with me throughout the webinar, I've got a surprise for you. What I want to do is I want to give you webinar special bonuses as well. But look, we'll get to the bonuses in just a minute. I want to walk you through this first, basically what all this includes for you. So DomainProphets essentially allows you to flip domains. As I explained, you know, we've got proof, we've got case studies, we've got training, everything built in for you. So with this, you get the domain flipping course, which is this course, which is about 2 hours long. Of course, you get the tutorials as well. But alongside that, you get the ability to do this for yourself, to do this for your clients too, and then do this multiple times. So let me just scroll down and show you what's included. So you got the commercial license, of course, that we talked about, and you've got all these different things that I listed out here, right? So you've got the domain flipping domination training, access to expired domains, daily domain search limits, access to 10 pages of domain results per day, everything that I talked about. Plus you've got some bonuses, which are offer source, traffic autobahn, as well as email list building strategies. So things that are going to help you make an offer, also get traffic, but also build an email list. Plus on top of that, of course, we do live training. So we've got first live training scheduled for you on the 14th of November as well. So all of that is included for you. You can go for the monthly license. Why would you go for the one-time price for $37? You'd be able to unlock everything. But look, as I've said, this is just a teaser. I want to give you more. And the more is basically when you get that, you'd be able to unlock FastPass license today. But do note the price I'm going to show you in just a second is only available during this webinar. If you were to skip the webinar, come back to it later, let's say tomorrow, the price would have gone up. But the FastPass, now we don't do bundles anymore, but the FastPass basically includes all the upgrades bundled into one. So of course, with the front-end license, you get to unlock what I've talked about. You get pretty much every feature unlocked. Some are limited, but I want to show you what you get as part of the FastPass deal. Then what my team will do is we'll drop the link for you and you can unlock everything. So with FastPass, you get DomainProphets Pro, DomainProphets Unlimited Prospecting, DomainProphets Agency, and Newbie Suite Unlimited as well. And the best part is that all the future updates are accessible to you as well. This is valued way more than $197, but in the future, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years down the line, however long we were to add any more upgrades, any more new features, you'd be able to access those as well. So let me explain what's included within FastPass. So first you get the DomainProphets Pro, which gives you unlimited hunted domains. So with the main license, there are restrictions with how many hunted domains you can add. With the Pro, it's unlimited, right? You get enhanced access to expired domains, so you get more expired domains available. You get to search multiple page domains per search. You get 25 pages of domains per day, which is like a lot, because if you look at expired domains, we have about 2,600 pages, and you can look at 25 of those in a day, which is still pretty awesome because that's almost 500 domains a day. You get all the TLDs unlocked, so you don't just get .com, .net, .org, but anything else that we have access to as well. You get access to more details about each domain, access to premium domain search, social post requests where you can boost your domain sales with our integrated social media post feature. So this way you're able to get more eyeballs to when you want to sell your domains, right? You get priority support and also new domain listing types as well. So this takes your main license to the next level. But then we've got the unlimited upgrade, unlimited prospecting upgrade, which is AI powered email search, email address search. So if you notice with the main license, here, let me show you this, you don't get the client list. Okay, you don't get the prospect list built into this, the B2B database. That's available only for you as part of the FastPass deal. Or if you were to go for $197 per year, by the way, this is not even one time, this is per year, right? If you were to go buy unlimited prospecting separately, you'd pay $197 per year. With this, you get AI-powered email address search, you get database of more than 20 million leads. You can do AI-based cold emails as well, unlimited domains for sale. You get all the TLDs, access to like all these different things available as well. Okay, upgrade number 3 is DomainProphets agency. So this is where we give you done for you domain agency websites. If you wanted to build an agency service website of your own, you could do that. And then you get all the pages that are previously created and a ton of other things too, like proposals, ads, emails, all those things. They're all unlocked for you as well as part of this deal. And you get access to another tool that we have sold in the past, this Newbie Suite Unlimited. It allows you to do social media designs, image designs. It allows you to create social media image ads. It allows you to make logos, bonus pages if you want, offer pages, video thumbnails, email swipes. You get done for your domain acquisition scripts and a whole lot of other things. Okay, so all this is typically available as separate upgrades. If you were to buy this separately, you'd pay about $197 per year just for the unlimited prospecting, plus another $200 for everything, right? So that's another $400 on top, and $200 of that is recurring every year. But, and by the way, there's like a bunch of bonuses too. Like right here, you get pop-up software, Login Manager Pro, Data Manager Pro, Site Page Tracker, eMagic Linker, Domain Alarm. I can run through these again later. But if you were to unlock everything on this webinar today, you can get it either for $197 per year or just a one-time payment to $250. And remember, all this also covers all the future upgrades and features that we're going to add to the software as well. So you're locked in for lifetime updates to the software for as long as the software continues to exist. All right. And again, all the bonuses that we're giving you as well. So today you'll have the ability to unlock DomainProphets Elite Commercial, DomainProphets Pro, Unlimited Prospecting Agency Edition, Newbie Suite Unlimited. You get lifetime of free future updates, and you get no monthly or yearly payments if that's what you want. But these bonuses, the deal that I'm giving to you, is only available for the duration of this live webinar. Altogether, the combined value of this is $37,787. Normally, you could easily get away with paying about $4,000 per year for this, but that's the investment that we don't want you to pay, because we want to lower the price for you to a level where you can literally get this for a very, very low price. So we've put in a pre-applied discount for you in the chat box. If you were to get the main version, you can get that for $37 only, and we'll drop the link for you in the chat box now. Bilal, please go ahead and drop the link for everyone so they can go ahead and unlock this for a one-time payment of $37. The main license, that is what I showed over here. And if you want to go ahead and get the fast pass as well, typically it's going to be $297, so $297, but we've lowered the price for you to $250, and you can go ahead and get it for that price on the checkout page as well. So again, two things you need to do, just two things you need to buy. You go ahead and buy this for $37, and then, by the way, when you're doing this, like, let me show you. If you go to the checkout page, and yeah, you should all have the links, by the way. So when you get it, please type in "I'm in" for me, so my team knows you're in, so we can reserve the bonuses for you, so we can call you out by name, so we can congratulate you. Please type in "I'm in." So when you're buying this, by the way, you can also just go ahead and get the fast pass option right here. You don't need to check it out separately. You can just add the fast pass option here. That's going to bring up the price to $287. All right, so go ahead and get this for a combined price of $287, which again is lower than what we typically would charge for bundle deals. I think you're getting this at an incredibly low price, and you'll be able to unlock the main offer for $37 and optional upgrade at $250, not $297, $250. No recurring payment. But just so you know, again, this is very, very important. This price will not be available tomorrow. If you were to come in and get this tomorrow, you might end up paying a much higher price. And we did a beta test for this a few weeks ago, and from our test, over 50% of the people upgraded to the fast pass deal, which means they wanted to unlock, as I've explained, they wanted to unlock DomainProphets Pro, DomainProphets Unlimited Prospecting, DomainProphets Agency, Newbie Suite Unlimited, But just so you know what this unlocks, so this unlocks higher limits on this and this. And then as a new feature, this unlocks premium domains for you. I believe in this unlocks B2B database as well for you. And then the ability to have us post on social media for you when you want to sell your domain. So we take care of that as well for you. And this is big, by the way, because there's like 20 million leads in here, which is really, really incredible. Again, you're not going to be able to download all the leads with a single click. We don't want that for obvious reasons, but you will be able to go ahead and access those leads, and you'll be able to email those leads from your own account, from your own Gmail, whatever you want to use to be able to sell them a domain. In the future, you want to automate that as well. So let's say if you put a domain up, we want to give you the ability to automatically email people as well, like, hey, this domain is available now to buy if you're interested. But that's going to come somewhere in the future. And if you have the FastPass deal, you unlock access to that as well. So if you want to get more value while paying less, I want you to check this out, because the value you're getting today is 50x compared to what you're paying. I kid you not. It is 50x compared to what you're paying. Because just think about this, right? Just think about this. Say if you were to just put in this much money, if you were to put in, like, let's say $287 altogether, right? 287 is what I'm asking you to put in. And on average, I'm guessing each of you is going to end up buying and putting up 20 domains for sale. Okay, 20 domains for sale. And again, I know on average, let's say you spend $20 each for that. So that's going to be $400 per year. And you're going to sell within your first year itself, pretty much via automation, pretty much via the marketplace. You're going to sell 2 domains. On average, we talked about the price. I showed you that statistic before. It was $2,500. But let's say you only sell it for $1,000. Right? So you can expect just in the first year to make $2,000 from your investment of $400, maybe even more if you do more things, maybe a little bit less, but 5x of just that investment. But you've got the software for life now. Imagine if instead of 20 domains, you had 40 domains, you had 100 domains. You can 5x this already. And then you can do a little bit more, you can get better domains, and you can 50x your investment of what you're spending today here. Like just in the first year, you can make an extra $1,600 profit, pure profit. And if you take away this cost, that would be more like 1,313, I think it is, right? That's how much you can stand to make within the first year of doing this. That's, again, you doing 5 minutes a day of not putting a lot of time, not putting a lot of effort while acquiring assets. So think about the value that you're getting today with this deal and what you can unlock. What would that mean for you? Just think about that, right? Questions, if you have any questions, by the way, put them in the chat box. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a 7-minute timer, and I'm going to answer those questions for you as I'm browsing through this, as I'm explaining this. I'll show you various things again. If you want, I can circle back and demo the software again. So what I'll do is, if that's okay with you, I'll just play the same part of the software demo for you, so you're able to watch the demo again after that 7-minute timer, and then I'll come back and I'll answer some more questions for you as well. Or I can just pause the timer and then I can bring you back and answer the questions. One of those things. So let's go ahead and answer a few questions, and then, like I said, I'll get to the demo for you again. I'll walk you through the funnel, all those things. So let's do that. Let me see if I can shrink the size of this. By the way, the link to buy is in your chat box, so make sure you do go and check that out as well. Let me go here and here. Okay, 1 second. I'll put this on this side. Okay. There we go. So yeah, what makes DomainProphets Elite different from other domain flipping platforms? Really good question. It's a broad question, of course. I want to explain. We have really gone overboard and put in all the features that we possibly thought you could need with domain flipping, right? So finding expired domains, like hunted domains, AI domain generator, all those features really makes DomainProphets unique for you. So it puts you in a position where you're able to find new domains. With other tools, you would typically only get expired domains. This time, it's different. You get more. Okay? Stacy's asking, how does the AI-powered domain generation tool work and what are its main benefits? So AI-powered tool generation, let me just go here for you. What it does, let me do this. What it essentially does for you is it comes up with new domains based on your keyword that you're after. So for example, if you want to target a local market, that's a good one. I'll give you another example. Let's say I want to go with email, right? So email marketing tool that people can use for free, which goes well with our mail viewer. So I can put it .com, .net, .ro as well. And then when you generate, it basically generates these domain names for you, and you're able to then utilize them if you so wanted to. And it gives you estimated selling difficulty as well. It gives you valuation as well, which is all really, really good. It is difficult to find domains with easy difficulty. I mean, if you did, like, that's awesome. That's kind of what you want. But you're able to at least find domain names like that. I look at this one, email.com. It's a 4-word domain name. That's why it's hard to sell. And yeah, it doesn't mean anything, right? But it is hard to sell. Email.com, email5.com, and so on and so forth. So you've got all these different ones. I think this one, there's a mistaken number of keywords that it has, number of words, letters that it has. But there is that. Okay. Then, can I really make a profit with domain flipping? Yeah, you can. Like I mentioned, sometimes it may be quick. Sometimes it may be you sit on domain for 2 years, but you only sell when you're making a profit. Otherwise, your investment could be as little as like $10, $15 a year, which is peanuts. It really is peanuts. If you're getting .com domains, for some it's even lower. What kind of training is included? So as I mentioned, for training, we've got a lot of training for you here. So right, let's close these down. You've got training in here, so you've got the tutorials, and then you've got the domain flipping course, which comes directly from me. It talks about the fundamentals, like how to find profitable domains. I go through each and everything in great detail so that you're able to figure out what you need to do. So this is like really start to finish kind of training that you are getting. Okay. Jim's asking, how can the domain availability check feature help me make better investment decisions? It's a simple one. So if you go to this one, there's 2 places where you want to focus on. One is the domain valuation and similar domain find. The domain valuation is great because you can literally find value of any domain, and we calculate the value on a few different factors based on the number of letters, if there's like a precise word in there, it's SEO and organic value authority, all those things. So that's really useful, and it will help you because if you know a domain is worth $150, I would advise you not to buy it. But if it's worth 1,000 or plus, then buy it. Because look, even if you sell it for half the price, you still make good profit. Even if you sell brooklynhostess.com for 600 and it's available for 15, you make good profit. That's what it's all about. It's about finding those deals where you just do a little bit and you make profit. And by the way, if you're wondering, where do I sell domains? Of course, you have our own marketplace. But in the training, I talk about external marketplaces that you can go to as well. And you can sell those domains over there. Okay. How does expired domains monitoring work, and why should I care? So expired domains are really good because sometimes you'll find expired domains which have a lot of backlinks, like this one, like energizednook.com, right? It has a lot of backlinks available, which is really, really good because it might be worth a lot. So let me actually go and show you this. Let's go to domain valuation, and I'll do another one, this one. So this has 977 backlinks, and it might be worth a lot of money. And it's perfect for like health and wellness blog, online services, coaching, home decor, all these different things. So we tell you like what it's worth and how much you should sell it for, right? So if you do all these things, then you can basically get expired domains all the time. And all you have to do daily, weekly, whatever you want to do, all you have to do is just come in and find these domains. Like that's literally all you're doing. And there's a ton of them available at every given time. Like this one is 7,300 backlinks, which is a lot. But let's just check what the valuation of this domain is as well. Usually backlinks help, but that's not the only factor. Of course, like I said, having an actual domain, a name that makes sense, helps as well. Okay, so but like look at premium domains. I mean, look, all domain valuations are created by someone else. Like let me show you this one, readerb.com. If I go to domain valuations, what is this valued at? Let's check. This one is valued at 1,200. So it's not worth a lot. But if someone is doing a blog about reading, if someone's selling products about like Kindle Reader, that is perfect. To them, they would happily pay $5,000 for this, even though it's worth 1,200. So again, the valuation that you see is more technical. People bid much higher all the time. I wouldn't want you to do that right now, like leave that to the buyers, but you focus on getting the domains that are worth, like that can give you a flip value. That's where you make more money. Okay, 33 seconds left. By the way, keep your questions coming in and please go and buy as well. If you are getting in, type in I'm in, so I know that you're in, and we'll make sure to reserve the bonuses for you. We'll make sure that we put out the red carpet in front of you. What's the process for listing my domains on the marketplace? No process. Like when you're publishing a domain, you just have to let us know, like, yep, you can put my domain on the marketplace. That's it. So let's go for like this one. When you're doing it, you can just say, yep, list the domain on the marketplace, and then we take care of it. Okay, that's it. How does, let me get timers done. So that's it. I'll answer one more question. Then what I'll do is I'll switch to demo, and then I'll circle back for more questions. Okay. Let me see. Stacey's asking again, how does DomainProfit handle competition in the domain flipping industry? It doesn't really. I mean, look, at the end of the day, it's a tool that allows you to sell your own domains, nothing more than that. So you are able to go out there and sell your own domain names using DomainProfit. That's what it's good for. You can use other tools too, and we actually advise you to use other tools in parallel as well if you so choose to. But that's what it's good for, right? That's what it does. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll switch over to the demo part again. I'll continue to walk you through DomainProphets one more time. So if you missed something, you can go through it now. You can watch it. You can learn whatever you need to learn. And then what I'll do is I will circle back and answer a few more questions, and then we will close out the deal. All right, so once you get into DomainProphets, you will see a very good bird's eye overview that tells you how many domains you have for sale, how many leads you've acquired, how many transactions you have, and all those other details that you need as well. So a few things I want to walk you through. The very first thing you should do is look at all the expired domains that are available and that are coming up. So for example, burnvision.com is available, and you can go and buy it if you choose to. So let's go to burnvision.com right now, and it's not accessible here, but you could go to a place like Namecheap. That's where we usually buy domains, or you can go to GoDaddy. That's other locations. There are many places where you can use it, and you can buy it for about $10.36 per year. That's in euros, so in dollars it's about $12 or so per year. And this is really, really useful because once you find these domains, you're able to look at all the details about them. So you will see some legends. So what ABY means, which is the birth year using the first date. So this was originally registered in 2011. So it's an old domain. You can look at number of crawl results, the birth year of the domain, and number of backlinks as well. So backlinks are really useful because if you have a domain that has backlinks, it means that it's going to have higher social value. In fact, talking about social value, let me see if I can show you this. You can click at domain valuations right here, and you can quickly evaluate that domain. So let's go ahead and create a new domain valuation for burnvision.com. And then I'll do another one for updung.com, and that way, just by looking at those two, I'll know which one is a better one to buy. And Updung is probably going to be available for the same price as well. Let's check it out. Yep, same price as well. So let's go ahead and check this out. This domain is valued at 1,500. That's the original one we looked at, which is burnvision.com. And then also let's look at another one. So domain valuation, we'll look for updung.com, and then just see how much it's valued at. The valuation is based on a lot of other things that we know about the traffic that it's getting, the links that it has, SEO, valuation, also keywords that is being used. So I talk about this in a lot more detail about what domains you should go after and why. So by all means, when you get this, go look at the training that's available there, because for 2 hours I talk about how to find a good domain name. So clearly comparing these two, I know that burnvision.com is a better domain to go after. And honestly, if it's costing me $12 a year, let's say right now, and I can find, maybe a cheaper option by using discount coupons and whatnot, it's not a bad investment, because I can turn around and flip this. Even if I hold it for 10 years, not that I'm going to hold it for that long, even if I hold it for 10 years, it's going to cost me altogether $120. And even then, if I flip it for $1,500 or even a higher amount, that's going to give me more than 10x the ROI. So for me, it's all about finding domains that are expiring, that have good valuation, and then I can turn around and sell them. So you can see, well, this one has 40 backlinks. Let's look for Brooklyn Hostess as well. I'll do one more valuation, and we'll see how much this is worth. So this is what I do. This is where you spend your 5 minutes a day to come in, 5 minutes a week, you come in and look at various domains that are on this list that are expiring, that are going to be available, and you can create filters. So you can say like, hey, I want something that's, minimum X length or Y length, whatever you want. You can choose TLDs. You can decide on the kind of TLDs you want to go after. You can do all these different things, and that way you can find the list of domain names that are expiring. So within DomainProphets, you can come in and always find upcoming fresh domain names that are expiring or have expired, and we've got a massive list which keeps on increasing at all times. That's the first place where you will come in. Then you can also use AI domain generator, where you can basically create a new domain name. So let's say if I wanted to create a new domain name with the keyword New York in it. So this could be, for example, local businesses based out of New York. Maybe I wanted to build a directory of sorts, right? You can do that, and this will create brand new domain names using the power of AI, and it will give a basic valuation as well of each one of them. So clearly, like this domain name newyorker.com, which I'm pretty sure is not available, is much better than NYBids, but it will tell you also whether these are taken or not. Now look, because we're doing AI-based search, most of them will be taken, but if it does find a domain that is available and available for cheap, I would urge you to just go all in and buy that. So I'll give you an example. Let's go to content marketing, which is something I was looking for earlier. I found like a lot of domain names that are available, and also tells you how easy it is to sell them in the future, how hard it is to sell them. So you get a very good bird's eye overview on whether or not a domain is good to go after or not. This is based on London. So let's go for, I'll just look for, I want something that is available like London MKTG, and ideally medium or easy to sell, right? Because hard ones, we don't really want to get those. Let's go for more. LondonHQ.net is available. That's still medium. I think pretty much all of them in London are medium. There's no easy here because, well, it's a tricky keyword, right? It's local. But you can see like LondonServices.net is available and it's worth 1,200. LondonMarkets.net is available. LondonWonders.net is available. So these are good domains to go after, and AI will generate them for you day in, day out. And when you have them, what do you do next? Well, you can also, by the way, okay, I'll show you hunted domains and premium domains, but I'll talk about how to actually sell them, which is how you actually make money. So you can hunt for new domains. So for example, you can, like this is Milvia.com is one of them. And let's say if you want to like look for when a single domain becomes available, that's when this is useful. So maybe you want to keep an eye on your competitor. You can put the domain name in, and whenever domain becomes available, you'll get a notification. Hey, you get an email as well. Or you can enter up to 50 domains, and we keep a track of those. As soon as they become available, or we know they're becoming available, we let you know. And then you can go ahead and purchase them. Then you've also got premium domains. Now, this is something I would only advise you to do once you have a bit more money, because premium domains can cost you thousands of dollars. And the challenge with that is, if you buy these domains, you better be ready to sell them quick, because they're going to be expensive. Like Revenue Run, for example, I think this is actually sold now. It was just sold yesterday, but this one's valued at $2,199. But when you get this, it is such a good name. When you get this, you can easily flip this to the right person for $10,000, $20,000. So it's a good flip. You can easily 5x, 10x what you put in. So that's just the upfront cost that you pay to another person like yourself. But then to renew it will cost you the typical $12 a year. So in this case, you can look at these domain names. This is actually how we found Kaivia.com. And you can look at all these domains that are available. And there's about 20,000 of those, give or take. And by looking at them, and you can also again do all this search. So for example, you can say it has to contain the word content. Let's see if we can find anything. Yep, content trust, content, crunch content, content arc, content bump. So if I'm building out like a new product, a software product, I could go for something like contentbump.com and pay $2,500 for it, which I know would be relevant for me. So this is where you go and find premium domain names. So using these 4 panels, AI domain generator, expired domains, hunted domains, premium domains, you'd be able to find new domains whenever you want, like literally whenever you want. But then you've got the B2B database in this case. So you choose a country first, and we only have limited countries because we have limited local leads available. But you could say, okay, I want to go after the United States. I want to go after biotechnology industry with an email address, and it will give you all these names, and it will give you all these email addresses as well, and you can go ahead and copy them. Right now, we don't give a way to download those, to be honest, and we might restrict this even further, because the last thing we want is for someone to just steal this entire database, right? But you are able to come in and get these leads as well, so that, let's say if you come across a biotech domain, right? So I'm going to go ahead, actually, let me choose a different one, and I'll give you an example. So let's say I'll go for, give me 1 second. I'll go for design. So there are all these domains. Let's go into premium domains, and let's see if I can find something with design in it. Okay, so there are all these different domains like shydesign.com, right? So you can reach out to multiple of these businesses, Rich Everson, all of these, and you can say, hey, Ralph, would you be interested in, like, we have a lot of domains that are available. They're expensive, but they're available with a domain with a keyword design in them. Would that be a better domain name for you than say tpi.cc? If so, let's talk and we can help you, get a domain name that'll be suitable for you. So you can agree with them like, hey, yeah, I can get and sell you this one, designfifth.com. They can pay you half up front. So you can charge, like, let's say this one's selling for 2,209. You can flip it for 5,000. You can say, okay, you pay me 2,500 now and 2,500 when the domain is sold. It's fully yours. Then you can pay me the rest. And you can do that and basically double without even having to spend any money out of pocket up front. That's just one strategy. There's multiple different strategies. Maybe you can just reach out to businesses in the US and you can say, let's go for, let me see if I can find some local financial services, right? There's a ton of them over there. So you can look for domains here, for example, that have the keyword money in them or the keyword finance. Let's look for that too. Finance. Okay, these are more expensive domains, by the way. Look at betafinance.com. Well, good luck if you sell that for $1 million. You can easily flip that and make a good amount of money. But you can offer just like one of these domains like financearc.com to all these people like, hey, I've got a domain called financearc.com that's available. If that be relevant to you, the price is $8,000. Let's talk, right? And then you can close them on that. Alternatively, you can just go ahead and use AI domain generator and find domains with a keyword finance in them and offer them other relevant keywords that will be useful for their SEO activity, that will be useful for their branding activity as well. For example, maybe let's say, let me find one of them. Capital PFG, for example.com. You might be able to go to them, like Robert Bendoff is his name. You might be able to sell them a domain called with Robert B, right? So there could be named domains that you can look at, and then you can sell those as well. You can do all of those things. When you acquire domains, you can put them under in this list. So you can add all the domains. So you can see, you can basically list prices. So let's say if I go to this one, payera.com, within this, you have to do some tech setup so that we can actually list your domain. We can track the traffic. And if anyone is interested, they can give you an email address. We can show similar domains like this as well. And then let's go back here. We can basically help you set up a price. Okay, this domain is not available. Of course, right now it's not listed. So obviously that won't work. But we can help you list a price. Let's go back to this. Let's preview this. Oh, that, of course, that's not working. Give me 1 second. So this is listed, right? So someone can actually go and buy this for $4,700 directly, which is great because the valuation of that is a little bit lower than that. So let me go further down. Let's go to save changes. Yeah, so people can actually buy this right now for $4,700 if they wanted to. And that is perfectly fine for us as well. And when these domains do get listed, they get listed into our marketplace. So you can see this, if you click on that button, it'll get you to this marketplace, which is basically with a different domain name. The domain name is provendomain.com. So it's not really branded to us. It's branded to an external website. And you can see, like, this is where proven domain, you can see right here. And this is where all these domains are listed for various prices. So you can buy this right now. For this one, for example, you can make an offer. So for example, this one, you can make an offer for 800, and then it's up to, it must be greater or equal to 1250. So you can say, okay, I'll make an offer for 1300, and you can put your details in. Let me just show this to you, and I'll put neil@kvsocial.com. Yep, next step. And there's just an offer. Like, no one's buying this at this point in time. All they're doing is making an offer, and that will get us a lead. So if you go back to domain profits, we'll go back to leads. The lead goes in here, right? So you can see this lead comes in right over here. So you're able to build a list with that as well by listing all your domains. And that way you also get valuation. So you get to understand how much your domain is worth. So when you're adding, you can see how much your domain is worth. Alternatively, you can see here within domain valuation too. We've also got a similar domain finder. For example, let's say one of our businesses I mentioned is guideview.com. I can hit that generate button. And what this does is, using AI, it finds similar domain names that could be profitable for me to have as well, either for my own business or for me to flip. Sometimes what works really well is if I'm selling a domain called Kyvio.com, someone else may want to buy Kyvio.net, Kyvio.info, Kyvio.co, and I could offer those as bonuses, right? I could offer those as bonuses, but you can see all similar domains that it came up with based on this, and it's then giving you the option to basically check those as well. And again, you can go ahead and look for that domain name like Kyvio.com if it's available. We can go check in Namecheap right now. Oh, let's just search first. Yep, it is available again. So someone may be interested in buying that domain name because it has a slight spelling mistake, but it's something that people can then use to sell more. So essentially what you're doing in this entire dashboard is you are finding domains using these four channels. So AI domain generator, expired domains, hunted domains, premium domains. You've got a list of contacts here that you can reach out to when you want to sell these domains. Alternatively, you can list them on the marketplace, and then you can list all your domains under this, which actually, list them up on marketplace, and it gives you a full sort of, you can connect your, so I'll go back to this and I'll show you, you can connect your Stripe and PayPal account as well, and you're able to essentially receive payments directly from those. Plus, on top of that, you've got tools where you can look up whois information, DNS lookup, block list lookup, open post, domain valuations. I talked about that, similar domains as well. So all this gives you the ability to build your own domain flipping business. Initially, like I said, it'll take you an hour to kind of browse this, watch through all the training and understand everything. Maybe a couple of hours if you go through my training right over here. So this is where, like, just to show you the domain flipping course, it walks you through what it is, the fundamentals of domain valuation, finding profitable domains, domain registration acquisition, enhancing domain value, selling domains for profits, advanced domain flipping strategies, risk management, it says risk management and avoiding pitfalls, and building a domain flipping business as well. So you get access to all of those things within this as a course, and that way you can go ahead and implement this for yourself, and then just spend no more than 5 minutes a day to do this. So question for you, if you could do this, if you could follow the system that I've shown you, if you could find domains, spend no more than $12 a year, for example, on a domain, and then flip them eventually, would you do it or not? Would that be profitable for you or not? Because I'm sure you've bought a lot of things before. I'm sure you've done a lot of things before, but none of them is actually one where you acquire assets. In all those cases, you're either reliant on Facebook or Google or LinkedIn or Twitter for something. You're hoping, you're at their mercy that they're going to continue to pay you, but it may or may not come through. This is the only opportunity for you to actually own an asset. Same as buying a house and then renting it out. You can, by the way, also rent domains, right? But same as buying a house, renting it out, or flipping it for profits. This is what we are enabling you to do in the online world. This is different than anything you've seen before. Because for the first time ever, you're not just doing stuff to progress things, you're actually buying and acquiring things and then selling them forward as well. Okay, so welcome back. One time I want to just repeat this to you. Let me just make a note of something. Okay, one thing I want to repeat to you, that you have two offers that I want you to buy today. One is DomainProphets Elite, which is what you see on that page, and then the other one is the Fast Pass deal, which is everything else. So Elite, or depending on what page you're seeing, because you might be testing, you get all these different things, which I think is already quite extensive. I wouldn't see why you wouldn't get it. And then with the Fast Pass, you unlock everything else, including unlimited domain searches. You get unlimited, you get Newbie Suite as well, which is our extra tool. You get agency setup, so you can use that as well. You get unlimited prospecting, and then you get the pro version, which has a lot more things available as well. It's an incredible deal. I think this is one of those things, which is why we're getting 50% of the people or more even upgrading. And I suspect on this webinar, based on what I'm seeing, we'll get even more people doing just that. And please remember, the price that you see on the sales page is only valid till today. Tomorrow it goes up. So if you were to say, I'll circle back tomorrow and get it, you can, but the price will be higher. Okay, so let me go ahead and answer a few more questions for you, and then we will wrap this up. Let me just see. What are the benefits of upgrading to Pro, Unlimited, or Agency tiers? One more time. That's the Fast Pass deal that we're talking about. With this, you get the ability to get unlimited hunted domains, enhanced access to expired domains. You can search multiple pages at once. You get all the TLDs accessible to you. You get more details about the domains. You get access to premium domains, social post requests when you want to sell your own domain, and any future feature that we bring out, you get access to that as well. Like I said, in the future, we want to really automate prospecting so it happens for you on autopilot, but that's going to be available for you as well. Then DomainProphets Unlimited Prospecting, which is selling for $197 per year. Actually, with this, you get the B2B database with 20 million leads. You also will be able to create cold emails. I think I missed that feature somewhere, but we do have the ability to create cold emails as well. I'll make sure my team adds that in if it's not there for some reason. So you get access to that as well. You get unlimited domains for sale. By the way, you can create cold emails in Newbie Suite too. So, just go do that. And then you can sell unlimited domains, all TLDs, all those things. Okay. Plus you get Newbie Suite, which is let me see if I can actually show you this. If I have Newbie Suite accessible somewhere. Yeah. So with Newbie Suite, you are able to essentially go ahead and create simple pages, affiliate pages. This is a scratch product done for you, scraper. So it's a lead generation as well if you wanted to. Social media images, we talked about that. Link tracker. So this is all built in. So if you wanted to basically, set up a link and track where people go to, you can do that, all of that in here. So let's go to dashboard if I have anything set up here. Okay, I don't. But you're able to do all of that from within this particular tool. And there's like 9-10 different tools available as part of this deal. So it's an incredible offer all by itself. And you're getting access to that as well in here. Okay, so yeah, all this is available for you as part of the deal today. Can I use this platform to build a business, or is it more of a supplemental income? So it's, to begin with, I would look at it more as a supplemental income because that's what you're going to do essentially. But eventually it will become a proper business for you. I know some people, handful though, I will admit, like 2 hands full. I know 2 hands full of people that make 6 figures or more per year just flipping domains. That is all they do day in, day out. And they don't work a lot. They do like about 3 hours a day because it's a bit more involved in that. They're keeping more eyes on things. They're, connecting with people all the time, that sort of thing. But hey, if you can do 3 hours a day and do 6 figures a year, that's not bad at all, right? So I'm not guaranteeing that's going to happen for you, but that's what those people do. Okay, that is what those people do. Okay, is it refund or guarantee? Yep, so we have 14-day money back guarantee. By all means, get both of these. Get the main version, the commercial version, then go get the fast pass. If you don't like it, you get 14 days, you can get your money back. We don't want to hold your money if you're not successful. We don't want to hold your money if we don't help you get results. That's what I want to focus on. So that's why even the follow-up training that I'll do, I'll talk about how to build your own business as well, because I'm all about building your own businesses, making money, getting the time and financial freedom. So I want to get that for you. And that's what we'll talk about on the bonus session we'll do on the 14th. So make sure that you are signed up for that as well. And of course, like I said, if at any point you don't like what we are giving you, you're like, not for me, you can get your money back. That's fine. Okay. Last question, when does the price go? Price goes up tomorrow. So if you're watching this, the price that you see that I've shown you on the sales pages, the price will go up tomorrow. So please make sure you go ahead and unlock it today. I don't want you to wait too long. I don't want to promise that we'll have that price forever, but I do want you to get it as soon as you can, because when the price does go up, there's no other way. Okay, so that's it from me. I hope you found this useful. I hope you've gotten in already. If you have not, please let me know in the chat box. Let my team know. Make sure you grab the Fast Pass deal as well. It says Slick, but make sure you grab the Fast Pass deal as well. It's an incredible deal. It's going to help you supercharge your domain flipping, and I think it will genuinely help you build a passive income that's going to enable you to do a ton of things that you're not able to do right now. Have a good Christmas. Have a good holiday season with your friends and family. Travel where you want. Buy things you want to. Eat what you want to, rather than be limited by the resources you have right now. That's what I want for you, and I genuinely hope that DomainProphets can give that to you, just like it has given to me and a lot of other students that I get to work with as well. This is Neil Napier. Thank you so much for being here today. And like I said, I hope my team answered all your questions. If not, we'll make sure to reach out to you via our support desk, or you can reach out to us at support@whitelabelify.com, and we can help you from there. Thanks everyone, and I hope you enjoyed the presentation today. I hope you got in. Keep typing I'm in. I'll make sure my team's in for just a few more minutes, and they'll keep responding to you. So I'll keep the session open for just a little bit longer, and then we will end it shortly. So if you have less than 12K, unfortunately the packages are either 10 or 25K with nothing in between. I can give you pricing details about in just a minute with one of the domains. We even have pricing without one of the domains. You can get that too. In this case, you bring your own domain and we'll still ask you to do the warm-up because it's better for you. I can't, help much with the deliverability though to bring your own domain in, just like that. So let me know, do you want warmed-up, do you not want warmed-up? I can give you pricing for both. And once you warmed up, it's not a problem to mail 2-3 times a day. We do that too often. Just as long as, one thing again, which you guys want to speak about, I don't tell you, is be consistent in how you are mailing. Just because Google likes to see consistency. Even if you're mailing 5 times a day, which I know Barbara used to, or Risha still does, but having that